G'day guys, how's it going? Alright, this video is basically for beginners or people looking at getting a pair of MX adventure style boots because they're wanting to get off the normal trails and into maybe some of the more off-roady, gnarly-ish type of stuff. And you're confused by all the myriad of brands and opinions. Boots are pretty much like, you know, what tires do you run? Everybody's got an opinion on it. So I just want to do just something really, really simple and hopefully maybe take the confusion out of some of the other videos out there, maybe the retailers and all that kind of stuff. So look, let's just get straight into it. Here we go. Righto, simple. If you've got a pair of runners, no good, obviously. Road bike boots. These are Nays, my partners. As you can see, not very good quality. They're cheap. There is no protection apart from abrasion-ish protection. So for dual sport adventure, hell no. Right, next thing, common. You've already got a pair. These are expensive boots. You know, you're looking at nearly $200 to get a decent pair of work boots. These work fine. They've got good protection, you know, steel cap. You've got good protection around there, great soles. But the rest of it, there's nothing there. And of course, you know, there's no sideways ankle bloody protection. But they are a good thing. If you are short of money and you want to spend more money on the helmet, or you've got to get a helmet, you've got to get gloves, you've got to get, you know, it all adds up. And when you're first getting into it, you may not have the money. You've got to slowly build up stuff. So I would say a good pair of work boots will do you fine, just doing the normal off-road riding, not gnarly stuff, you know, fire roads, dirt roads, whatever. They are fine. I don't recommend using those, but you can do that. I know a lot of people, seasoned riders, that still prefer to wear work boots. Right, second thing. Second, I don't know how many, it doesn't matter. These are mining blue boots, steel blue, whatever. I've had these, I don't know how long. Since 2009, which is when I first got my cruiser. These I use for on-road. I wouldn't use these for off-road. I can use them off-road, and I do, like when I jump on a postie bike and go mucking around or whatever, I'll wear these things. And these are really, really expensive. These are like $400 boots. Comfortable, I can walk around all day, every day. Me and they did trips down, you know, trip down to, doesn't matter, Tasmania, and we walked, lots of walking around. In actual fact, these boots, we went to, here in Australia, if you're not in Australia, Mount KOSCIUSZKO is the highest mountain here in Australia. We climbed Mount KOSCIUSZKO. Granted, there was a great thing, but it was snow. We were in snow. We climbed to the top and all the way back, and we missed the chairlift off. We were too late getting back, and we had to walk the whole way down to the bottom. And I did them in these boots. Right, now we're getting to where you really want to know, and that's, this is what people normally come down to. These are Forma boots. These boots I've had for 8 years. I'm now running these boots. These are Forma boots as well. This is the MX range. I think it's the Terrain, whatever. They still make this model, obviously it's updated, and this is the adventure boot. Now the Forma adventure boot, out of all motorcycle boots, would have to be, at least here in Australia, I don't know about other countries, but these are the go-to. This is the I would have to be the #1 selling adventure boot, hands down. Everybody loves these boots. I love them. Which boots do you go for? Do you go to the Adventure or do you go the more MX? Differences between them: way more protection, way more comfort. That's what it boils down to. Now I had got bloody forgot your name, man. Ryan, who's a crew member, texted me and asked me, you know, what was I currently wearing and blah blah blah, and he was looking at these and wondering whether they were overkill. No, they're not overkill. No boot is overkill. The more protection that you've got, the better, isn't it? It's just you've got to make a personal choice as to how far with the protection you go, because the more protection you go, pretty much the more uncomfortable. These things you can walk around all day, every day in them. I've done a lot of walking around, but these are way more comfortable. I can walk around in them, no worries. So really, that's the difference between this style. Obviously, you can watch reviews on them and everybody does the same shit. But what I wanted to get out to people was that you don't have to get the latest, greatest, or spend $500 on the more money you spend, the better quality, the better longevity that you're going to get out of them, maybe the better waterproof ability. These were waterproof. These are not waterproof anymore, even to the point where I've had to drill holes in the bottom to let water come out, because, you know, simple things like, if you have a look at that membrane there, it's just worn away. So these are not water all the way down to there. That's water goes boom straight in, done. Boots are full of water. So pretty much that gets everything. If you're asking me straight up now, I would say the Forma adventure boots. If you are going to do MX riding, or you're going to do adventure riding but going into those gnarlier places where you've got logs and trees and roots and rocks and all that kind of stuff coming at you or around you very close, you want to go with those. But if you're doing just a normal, you know, you can do single tracks and stuff, but you know, you can tell the terrain, you can't go wrong with a pair of those. Right, so the next thing is what brand. So straight up, I'm just saying the Forma, can't go wrong. Now they're, I don't know, do I have a price on these? Hang on, let's have a bloody quick look. I'm pretty sure I brought something up. I'm looking at Essendon Motorcycles and Mowers, their online store. I've just recently got onto them. Their pricing is crazy compared to, I don't know if this is a problem, but the bigger stores like the AMX Superstore down in Melbourne, you know, they've got just miles of, I'm exaggerating, but they're huge, and you know, some of the bigger online stores that we know of, you're expecting them to be cheaper, and I think back in the day they were, but I think their prices seem to be creeping up, and some of the smaller places, and one of them is I've got no affiliation to them. I was actually put onto them by Pete. I have had other dealings prior to that. I won't go into that. Forma, so $360 for a pair of those. But you can get, and I was trying to find something that's cheaper. Let me just have a quick bloody look here. So there's Alpine Stars, Dionyse, Dry Rider, Eldorado, Falco, Forma, Fusport, Garnet, Oxford, RST, City, TCX. I mean, that's what I'm saying. There is just so many different companies and so many different bloody models. For you guys that are beginners, it's like, oh my God, you know, and we always fall to jumping online, and like I said, you jump online and then everybody's got all these different, and you just go, I just don't know. Ask a mate. There it is though. There is a cheap, so on this, I'll just put their website so you can go to their site, go to their online store and go to the boot section and you'll find these, they've got lots of different ones, but this Fusport, Simpson Desert Motorcycle Adventure Rider Boot, brown, $181.49. That's a cheap boot. As for the quality of it and all that kind of stuff, I don't know. But they're looking at that boot just online, you can get away with running one of those. I reckon they'll be nearly as protection-wise, what you're getting out of it, it's going to be the same as that. Longevity, comfortability, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, I would think it would be a lesser thing, but you can do it. Some people say that you buy the cheap stuff and it's a false sense of a false economy, because you buy the cheap and then you go, oh, I'll get a better pair, and then you go, oh, I'll get a better pair, and you pay $700 for a pair of boots and you go, man, these are great and I'll have them for 10 years. Whereas when you've bought all those cheaper ones, it ends up being more. But we don't all have $700 to sitting in the pocket to go out and bloody buy it right now, because we're buying all the other bloody bits and pieces. So what I'm saying is, don't fall to the traps of going, oh, they're just cheap ones and they're not going to be any good. They will be good. They will protect you. They're not going to protect you as much as going up to an MX thing. If you get anything out of this video, I hope that that's what you see. So I would say go to the store, go to a local motorcycle shop, touch and feel them. And you can, when you touch and feel things, you can just easily figure it out. When you're looking online, it's very, very hard, and you'll tell the difference. And then of course, most of us, we will buy to what our budget allows. So whether you get a dry rider or a Forma or a Fusport or whatever, yeah, there you go. Cool bananas. I won't carry on any more. Remember, keep on riding, and if you ain't riding, keep on keeping on.